Having thwarted Bowser's previous plot to marry Princess Peach, Mario and Luigi now face a fresh threat in Bowser Jr., who is determined to liberate his father from captivity and restore the family legacy. Alongside companions new and old, the brothers travel across the stars to stop the young heir's crusade. Now that is a pretty epic synopsis for a reference fest of a movie. Honestly, it's a bit much for what the movie is, if I'm being honest. We got the returning directors, Aaron Horvath and Michael Janalik, who also did the first movie, to be at the helm of directing the follow-up in this ever-expanding Nintendo cinematic universe. Now, I'm a guy who has the new Switch, even though there's barely any games on it. I've had all of the previous systems.
You fucking shill.
I wouldn't say I'm a shill, but I do like Nintendo, and I do like their games a lot.
Wait, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah?
What's the last time you've touched your Switch?
Okay, that is a question you don't ask someone on the 251st podcast episode. I think about this like every week or so. I'm like, oh my god, it's been a long time. And I'm thinking about the amount of dust that's on my Switch 2 right now. I honestly don't know where it is. I think it's I don't know where it is.
I think it might have been like you did a few Mario World streams where you got like 5 wins in a row or something.
I think I haven't played the Switch since September or October.
Oh my god!
So I'm a fake Mario fan, but this movie is basically just an assembly of references, and also, to me at least, just generating these moments that are very clippable, that they can share on social media, and it expands the brand's presence. It doesn't feel like it's constructed to be a coherent movie with a plot and a story, and obviously, like, you know, characters. If you look at a jump and run game, usually there's not much to the story whatsoever, and you don't need to add that much, but it feels like it is so loosely connected that it's very noticeable. And not that I think my criticisms are all, there's no story, the story wasn't great for this film, but it also just feels so constructed, so ad-like, in a way where it's just like ticking off boxes, and then it's very expected as to what box is getting ticked off next, what are we getting references to, and it all becomes a spectacle of like how many references can you recognize, point out, and that's okay, I think, because it's like, I think it never aspired to be anything different than that, but it still makes it like harder for me to care about this movie outside of like, you know, I notice certain things on the screen, or I hear something that I'm familiar with, and, you know, getting to the ever closer impending death, having turned 28. It's like you know, there's only so much excitement that you can get from a I don't know, like, you know, the Pikmin showing up or something like that. Although I do love Pikmin. I you know, stuff like that. But as a Mario hater, as a Nintendo hater, which you aren't, which I'm also not the biggest fan, as I haven't played the Switch in like 6 months. What did you think of the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
Can we just get something out there?
Sure.
I have played the original Nintendo DS. I have bought even the 3D DS. I have played on the Wii.
Wow.
I have played. I did not go with the Wii U, but I do have a Switch that I haven't touched in a year. Like ever since I fucking bought it, even though I got 4 games for it. But like, I've had my fair share of Nintendo. But I do have 2 friends of mine who went with me that are even more, like, even bigger Nintendo fans. But one of them, like, I would say he's the biggest Nintendo fan, like, in my friend circle. Even he has sworn off Nintendo. I said, like, nah, I'm not giving any more money to them.
We like Nintendo games, we hate Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like great. So, and funnily enough, the only moment they went out of their seat for is when Pikmin arrived. Whenever Pikmin, like the Pikmin scene, like, it's just like a 10-second appearance. But like, that was the only scene where they jumped out of the seat for. And like the rest was just like, oh.
Yeah.
But
me too.
you know,
Me too. That was the closest moment where I was like saying, "Oh," I was like almost doing that. I was like, "I'm 28. What am I doing?" So yeah.
But so obviously you saw these before any reactions came out, I believe, or did you see any?
No, the day before, because embargo dropped on Tuesday, and there wasn't a press screening for this, so I had to go into a public screening on Wednesday afternoon at 1:13, and it was me and like two other like early 20s girls who was in this really small theater. I was like almost grabbing my notebook and starting to write stuff in it, and I was like, I can't do this. Like even if I was by myself in here, what am I writing down? Like there's so many outlets who are just going to be covering all of the references. I don't need to write anything down. There's not going to be anything on a plot level that I wouldn't remember. It's literally made for mushy baby brains. That's fine. You can enjoy that sort of stuff, but I was like jump checking myself. I was like, I don't need to take notes right now.
So because I watched it Wednesday evening, and I did see a few things because the embargo dropped, the reactions were dropping, so it's like very tough to avoid it. And the few things that I saw was this movie is made for YouTube Shorts viewers, and it's like, what the fuck? Alright, so I knew sort of about this breakneck pacing that I was gonna see, this brain rot speed, and I don't think it goes that far. I think the first 15 minutes are actually quite calm. It's very much the moment that we are going on the adventure that shit hits the fucking fan. In terms of the speed and the pacing of this movie, I have one massive problem with some of the structures with the movie. So Rodalina gets captured. Right, it's all in the trailer, whatever. One Luma. I always say Luna, but it's fucking Luma. And I got to get this shit right, or my friends will fucking flame me. And so the Luma goes to Princess Peach, right? Mm-hmm. And so they arrive and they're sitting in. By the way, there's apparently a clip out there of whenever Luma arrives at Princess Peach, that some people hear the F word. And it's just out there. And like somebody tweets that mention that are getting like taken down, so Nintendo is taking notice. Maybe the movie will be edited so that fuck moment never happens. Who knows? Yeah. But so Luma is recovering, right? They have only seen Princess Peach, if I recall correctly. And obviously, if Rosalina ever was in trouble, we should come to you. Now, the Toads are listening at the door. The door opens, and they are like, what? Princess Peach is leaving? Before that, whenever Rosalina wanted to tell a story about Princess Peach, they were like, no, tell the story about the brothers.
Yeah.
So why the fuck, when the Luma sees Mario and Luigi, isn't he like, oh my god, you're the brothers, you could help us too? And they both leave on the adventure, right? Like they all leave on the adventure. But that nitpick of mine does absolve a little bit, because we get a fun Mario level sequence inside the Mushroom Kingdom. So I kind of forgive them from that fault, but it's still like a very huge nitpick of mine. It's like, why the fuck? Because that separation of Peach and Mario is sort of rendered useless when they eventually catch up each other at the space shuttle.
Star Fox thing,
whatever. So like, it's like, come man. Then it's also very weird of me. I guess we're going to spoiler territory. I really don't care.
Yeah, we'll do a spoiler review for this, because like there's barely any plot. The references are the spoilers. So
it is very weird for me to see Bowser and Mario and Luigi team up with each other, because apparently that has happened in one game. I wasn't aware of it, but like Mario and Luigi are Bowser's inside story. I believe the game is called. There's a story
where they are small and they are inside of Bowser, and they control him. So it's like a DS game. I've actually played that one.
Okay. But like for me, it looks so weird seeing them team up.
Yeah. And
the way that Bowser Jr. recaptures his dad is also like without any fault. And I sort of expected to see a, like it's fun. It's kind of funny. I watched Invincible last night. I kind of wanted to see a Omni-Man and Mark type dynamic, or like even a Soldier Boy with Highlander type relationship dynamics. And we get that very briefly, but again, then they move on to the next thing. And that's the thing. this movie has some interesting beats, but just moves on so quickly. Also, this movie is called the Super Mario Galaxy movie, but there are elements of, Galaxy 2, Odyssey, and all other future games. Odyssey with the pyramid and everything. And it's like, okay, so this isn't even really a Galaxy movie. They just wanted indeed to get all these references out. Hey, let's get a absolute rush on that cinematic universe so we can get a Super Smash Bros. Movie in 2030. That's what the feeling is, and I feel like that's a shame.
I don't know why people are mentioning like Super Mario. Have they said anything that is their plan? Because I think the Smash Brothers movies, I don't know how much that actually makes sense, because it's not a universe where everyone fights. It's like each other. The only reason why they would call it maybe Smash Brothers would be that there's just an abundance of characters in there. But I don't know how much of the fighting you'd even have to set up in universe that it would somewhat make sense with the story. And people were so sad, like, this is the only, I guess, sort of spoiler that we can jump to and jump back. Because, like, who the fuck cares? By the end, they beat Bowser and Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
And, like, what else did you expect? They sort of end the movie in the last credit scene, because the one in between is just like the Luma that honestly I fucking hate the Illumination humor. It's like something's cute. Oh no, it actually isn't cute, and it's scary and loud and will make you move.
I don't like it.
Oh, and that, like, you do that 20 times, and that's just like, that's not the identity of Super Mario. It's like everything is just Illumination humor, and it's not really Nintendo humor, if that makes sense. So it's like, I just really didn't like the comedic tone.
But I kind of like the idea of an evil Luma. I do like the idea of it.
Yeah. I mean, the Lumas don't have, like, I think they don't talk in, like, or I guess most of them.
Well, yeah, they do, but it's exposition. It's just
exposition. But they're not, like, I don't know how much of their
personalities. No, not really.
Not really, no. And yeah, I didn't like that in the first one, and I didn't like it here with the mid-credit scene. And then the reveal is just Daisy. Or did you want to say something about Luma?
No, I actually wanted to talk about Rosalina. So I asked my friends, hey, like, is there any theory or like lore that Rosalina and Princess Peach are like sisters? And they said no, because I always figured Rosalina was Princess Peach's mother.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it sort of goes for that a little bit, where you're wondering how they're related. But the thing is, no one's, apart from Bowser, no one, I feel like with the kids, it's like, if you have the mainline people having kids, then it's always the question, where do they come from? And it just like, they need to sort of spawn out of nowhere. Otherwise,
they literally do, on like an abandoned planet of just rocks.
Yeah. But with Daisy, I also don't know if I think she's just a friend. They're not related in any sort of way. And I mean, Daisy has been around for, I think, a while as well. I don't know what her first appearance was. But I think she was just like, through the sports games in Mario, a lot of this expanded cast has sort of been pushed into the familiarity for a lot of people who just like, Nintendo, and obviously for the companion of Luigi. I really wanted them to lean more into like Luigi being afraid, and then they have like the throwaway line when they in the like when they found Yoshi and the, like, I love the sounds things like that. Honestly, I was there for the auditory references, not as much for the visual ones, because I think from any game, this might be a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take actually, but I think Mario has the best music.
Same. Oh, absolutely.
It's so it's so like so many like fucking bangers, man. And Odyssey has so many great tunes as well. Like the score in Nintendo games is always A+. Like maybe the gameplay, I think what I don't like about it is so much dialogue, so much exposition, and a lot of their like transitions. All of it is when I play, which is also half of it, because Nintendo's games are fucking expensive. Like they re-released the Super Mario games, it like basically didn't do anything new to them. It wasn't a like remake. They just like, it was just a, what is it called, like
just a tiny visual graphic update.
Little update, but I think it wasn't even HD, and some parts looked really shit still. Guess how much they sold it for?
Oh yeah, like 60, right?
I think it was just like full game. I think it was 80.
Oh my
That's
god,
crazy. I maybe I might be wrong, but also they've priced this stuff so high. Even if I lie about that, it's still way too much for a movie, for a game that came out in 2007. That's crazy. So yeah, they're quite blatant about that.
Whenever they were switching to some other form of animation, I
like that.
Hey, that Fox McCloud scene where they go into the anime type scene, I was very impressed.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever they would switch to like the 8-bit animation, I just knew they are saving so much fucking money here. You know, because 8-bit animation is, like that must be so much less expensive.
I guess,
than
but yeah,
the rendering of 3D and everything. Come on, man. Surely.
Sure. But I mean, Illumination, when you talk about money, they always are saving. Like, their stuff rarely costs more than 100 million to produce. And the return on these are crazy. Didn't the last one make like over $1 billion, and it was made for like 100 or maybe even 80?
And this one will as well. I just feel it in my bones, man.
We got the box office game, and fucking Lachlan picked this one, which was such a smart pick, man.
It was going to be my first pick.
And me too. It's such a easy pick to make so much money, but I then instead went with the Minions movie, which I hate, but it will make money still. But yeah,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend, you said.
Exactly. Yeah. I enjoyed parts of this film, but I think some of the voice casting, all at the front and center with the memification of that, because it's so random with Chris Pratt. Sure, Mario is basically not a character in any of the games. He's normal character with the basic moveset and everything. Like, that's sort of what he is. He is boring. Luigi has a bit more, and I sort of like Charlie Day's voice. I think more people should be talking about a potential Luigi's Mansion movie, because that would be quite fun. Oh my god, I just want more Pikmin. I also love Pikmin. But I think Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach doesn't really work. I think her voice doesn't really match her at all. I also said, like, with Donald Glover, I think like some of the Yoshi parts I didn't like. You said you didn't mind. And I've seen a lot of people talk about Bowser Jr. So what you want to say something?
I do not like Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr.
See, and I don't know where the dislike is coming from, because I didn't mind at all. Like, that's what I really didn't mind.
Hey, and I didn't mind Yoshi, but you did. You literally sent me a voice message like, I can do Yoshi better, and then you sent like 3 types of different Yoshis to me.
A bunch of Yoshi sounds. Yeah. Yeah, which I think is sort of fine later on in the film, but like at that introduction scene, I think there's like one. It's like the same. It gave me the same energy as Chris Pratt going like, "It's a me, Mario," when he did that the first time. But
I mean, we could talk about references. Which one do you wanna?
Well, let's talk about the references. I really liked the Yoshi recurring, like just making eggs with random things joke. I think that's funny, and in the game there's like a limited thing of what you can actually make into eggs, but here just like a dog or like comic.
When we see Yoshi popping out of the egg for the first time and going out of the sinkhole and going to the city, why are we looking at Yoshi's ass? Like, why are we doing this shot from behind instead of the front?
That was the most blatant. This was for vertical framed photo clips to me. Also with the music cue, like when people were saying this is just clip farming for social media, that was literally the scene. Like, it also had a non-diegetic, just like what was the song that they were playing?
I have no clue.
But it was like a pretty popular song. Like there wasn't as much of the Illumination random popular song in the movie as there was in the first one. I think the first one really had that.
I mean, it's Mario, so you have the Mario music.
Yeah, but that's not the bad thing. They also have like just random pop songs that they have in all of the movies all the time, and I think it comes partly from the Universal licensing that probably did that they have access to the Universal Music Library a bit more easily. Yeah. But yeah, it's just something annoying that I think I've pointed out countless times for Illumination, and there's not that many but that was the one scene where it was like the backstory scenes, where I think the one for Rosalina made the most sense. Opening with that, I think that was okay-ish, and then the Yoshi one felt a bit bit forced of, giving that scene.
There is an outrage out there that Fox McCloud has more screen time than Rosalina.
Oh, really?
Like that? Yeah, apparently there's an outrage there.
There's wars going on right now, and you care about the screen time of a fictional character in a Nintendo movie? What the fuck are we doing, man? What the fuck are we doing? I'm sorry to grab you back to reality, but that's what's going on right now. And you're talking about the screen time of Fox McCloud and Rosalina and how much there was. How did you even find out? Did you time it? Did you go into the cinema and time it? Touch grass, okay? Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn, you entered phase 4 of Mince, huh?
Yeah, just the truth. Yeah, like there was also something that they leaked beforehand, which wasn't in it. I think it wasn't in any of the trailers. They just like announced Glenn Powell is going to be
a week
Fox.
before. They did that very weird promo video of Glenn Powell jumping like Mario in a theater, going from row to row to row, and then it's like turns around.
That's not even the beginning of it all. Like I told you like a week or two ago that like the promotional videos that I've been seeing with the whole cast, like it looked like they were held at gunpoint. It looked like, do people care that go in to see these movies, like who voice, like that these are famous people who voice their favorite Nintendo character? I don't think people give a shit. Like it's so weird. Like obviously it's celebrity, but it seems like a very outdated, forced way of trying to shoehorn social media with these people in a very cringy, uncomfortable way.
I also, the thing I also found funny is Mario Kart. So the whole cast was playing Mario Kart.
Oh yeah.
And then you see auto steering on, and there's only one person that's actually drifting, or like I believe 2. Like Brie Larson was drifting.
Brie Larson's the real one. She
and
does.
Either Chris Pratt or even Benny Safdie were drifting sometimes as well.
I mean,
but
to me,
that's
it would make the most sense that Benny Safdie and Brie Larson are the ones who aren't. Also, I guess with doesn't Jack Black have a partly gaming channel as well?
Yeah, Jablinski.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's sort of a hot take. I don't like him as Bowser. I didn't like him in the first one. I don't like him in this. I think it's just like it's too much just Jack Black. I don't like this. I don't need him as Bowser. I think it doesn't work at all. I also didn't like the Peaches scene.
Like, we really differ on some roles.
Yeah, and I think it is a bit of a hot take. I think a lot of people really love Jack Black. I'm sort of at my dose of it, because like this usually people love is abundance of energy, but I think here again it's just, I don't think it's like,
it's Jack Black has sort of entered the Rock status in the terms of always doing sort of the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like when you look at School of Rock, when he can, or like other, like Linklater, Bernie, he really can do the dramatic parts well. And I just feel like he unfortunately hasn't tapped enough into that over the years, and tapped way more into his, big, outrageous persona that he puts on, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And if it works, it works. But I am missing the other side of him.
Yeah. Which I think the sort of younger generation has accepted him at the front of these franchises.
Especially Minecraft, come on, man.
Exactly. Yeah. They've sort of, there isn't that outrage of like, oh, this is odd. Like they fuck with him. Anyways, do you want to go? Let's go through the list of references that are in this movie. It's a movie partly, but it's also just a list of references that we tick off. So at one point, Luigi uses Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush, and Mr. Game & Watch comes out of it and does like his bunch of moves that he does in Super Smash Bros. Megalek, the one thing that like rocks up on Rosalina in the opening, is one of the first bosses in the first Super Mario Galaxy game. The paintbrush that Bowser Jr. uses is actually from Super Mario Sunshine. There's a classic Mario map for the missions, I believe. They actually used the one from Super Mario World, if I'm not mistaken. One of the missions that they go on is, fighting a bunch of Hammer Bros, grabbing the whole castle. Princess Peach's castle is also from the first Mario Galaxy game. It's literally like the opening of that. Peach's parasol, she's been using that since the Mario RPG games. They turn Mario and Luigi into babies. There's the dino from the first level in the Odyssey. There's launch stars from Galaxy. Super Scope is a weapon in the Super Mario Bros. Game. And it's just a regular gun in Super Mario Bros. It doesn't turn you into babies, but that's the honey, the big bee honey queen is in the Super Mario Galaxy game. Also has a power up. There's Mauser, there's Wart and Birdo, who all appear in the Doki Doki reshape thing that turned into the Western Super Mario Bros. 2. Mauser being the mouse, obviously. Wart being the one that I first mistook for the villain from Donkey Kong, which I'm blanking on right now, which is I'm a bigger Donkey Kong fan than Mario, so I'm King K. Rool. It looked like a little King K. Rool. And also Birdo, who doesn't get any speaking lines, unfortunately, and doesn't ever interact with Yoshi, I believe, which is a bit disappointing. Then we got the 8-bit Bowser Pinata that they were at one point hitting in the background as Rob, which just basically gets turned into the Sloth joke from Zootopia, who's also a playable character in the Nintendo DS Mario Kart game. Kevin, maybe you've played that one, actually. And he was also a character, obviously, in Super Mario Bros. Obviously, I say, pushing back my glasses into nerd mode. Don't kill yourself, Kevin. There's also Dry Bowser that appeared in a bunch of games. When you put a Bowser into lava, he doesn't die. He turns into dry bones. Dry Bowser, he come back as skeleton. There's also Daisy and Fox. Daisy in the second post-credit scene, and then Fox from those games, I guess. They might be setting it up for a movie for him down the line. There's Tostarena Town from Mario Odyssey. There's the dragon from the dragon at the end, the boss fight there, seemingly. It's also from Odyssey. We got power-ups as Frog Mario, Ice Mario, Penguin Mario, Drill Mario, I guess partly also Luigi at some points. The Cloud power-up, Blimp Yoshi. We also got the Bubble Flower from the latest Super Mario game, Wonder, the Red Star from Super Mario Galaxy, and the Cape from Super Mario World. And that's I think about a third of the references probably from the movie, but that's what I had. That's what I came up with. Kevin, are you excited? Yahoo!
Are you aware of how you sound? That's all I'm gonna ask.
No, let me tell you about a couple more references in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I saw it all, man. I saw it everything. Yeah.
The only by the way, the Red Star that had him doing the glowing red hands and fly. Yeah, that was a fucking bitch to control in that game. Oh, yeah. I fucking hated that power up so much.
I mean, even the in the Super Mario 64 when you get the wings, I think that one is really hard to control. I also have one of my earliest gaming memories is I think we had an N64 and then I think my mom just gave it away, and I was like, no, I don't know why she gave it away and when she gave it away, but I remember being just in Bob-omb Field and that first level, and that's I think all I ever did in that game, and it terrified me to get to the top. I think I played it when I was 4 or something. References, man. References.
By the way, I'm already visualizing the short I'm gonna make of this of you and then just zooming in my face. I already am.
No, you got to put all of the stuff on screen that I talk about. It's all the references. The future potential for this. Obviously, huge upside, big money grosses. Terms like ROI are being thrown around. Crazy stuff. Lots of money to be made, Kevin. Means more spin-offs, more franchises, more Mario. So what can we expect next from this franchise?
I mean, I feel like another Mario movie, whether it's a Super Mario, whether it's a Mario Odyssey. I mean, they can title it however.
Odyssey, yeah.
However they title it, it will make money. That's just one of the certainties in life. Fucking Cloud was in this movie.
Super Mario Bros. Movie. So you don't get that. It's like a saying that you say death, taxes, and whatever third thing. And for me, it's Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Are they going to do a Star Fox movie? I feel like that's a pretty decent setup with this one. He's going back to his own dimension, so that leaves both realms of Mario and Fox separate. We got Donkey Kong. He does appear in this movie very briefly. In the Yoshi part, he's on a construction site, and there's a helicopter that's chasing him very briefly. Yeah. Are we getting a Donkey Kong movie? And then last but not least, we are getting the live action Zelda movie, which I am actually looking forward to, not so much because of Zelda, Link, and whatever, as much so more because of West Ball I absolutely adore Wes Ball as director. And whenever you had that period of Maze Runner, the Detergent movies, and we also had the Hunger Games movies, and those were the three like young adult franchises that were going on. And like he stuck with the franchise, he kept it at a quality that I think the other franchises weren't able to keep up. And a lot of people were saying like, oh no, he's gonna do a Planet of the Apes movie, and his Planet of the Apes movie was very good. So I know, and he was gonna make a Mouse Guard. He was gonna make a Mouse Guard movie, and there is like an online test footage video of Mouse Guard that looks very good. Unfortunately, it was cancelled, and then he went on to make Planet of the Apes, and now he's gonna do the live action Zelda movie. I am looking forward to that one the most. Out of this whole Nintendo cinematic universe, this one intrigues me the most.
And it's somewhat disconnected from the Universal Illumination side because it is done by Columbia, so with Sony, which is kind of funny that Nintendo is working with Sony. But
hey, look! In a world where Forza and Halo are going to PlayStation, the gaming industry is cooked, fam.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's shifted in movies way earlier when Spider-Man entered the MCU, and I think with games it's sort of on the same trajectory where we sort of are going to give less of
mix max.
It's also interesting how many video game adaptations there've recently been. It's really is an upswing.
Look, it's
so many upcoming things
we
as well.
We had the comic book era. We were cranking those out. I mean, fucking hell, there came like 6-7 superhero movies out a year at a certain point.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you are talking about this superhero fatigue. Okay, we have to look for other IPs. What about these video game IPs? They are becoming more... and it's also, I feel like, a visual effects type thing. Yeah. Because there were some video game adaptation in the early 90s. Just look at Street Fighter, look at Mortal Kombat. And... they were maybe good or had their own thing going, but they were never up to the standard of the games. And now, as technology grows, as the games become more cinematic, cinematic translation to the big screen is easier to make. So it's just the logical step.
Also, as gaming grew, I think back in those days, like the movies, you made them for a really niche audience who cared about the game. And I feel like now it's just a larger thing that, like, I think... even though there is an upswing in the recent census that there was, that I think was pretty like actually validated and real and well done, with like the upswing of Gen Z people going to see movies more than like millennials do, that more than even you'd go out to the cinema, because a lot of it, maybe if you care, is still on streaming or whatever. People are gaming way more, so you are tapping into an audience that goes out for maybe less of like the comics that they read, but the games they played, and you sort of tap into that market, that you reach a younger audience too that does care. And obviously, like with Nintendo, their like 40 years of Mario history is there, like people do have grown up and take their kids, and it sort of has that effect where that sort of works out for obviously you are not making any adult skewing jokes in this, like what's at all. It really is just for the kids, and that's okay. Like movies can be like that, that's fine.
But is it a missed opportunity for the adults as well? I mean, you obviously have so many kids movies that work for adults as well. Just look at any of the Ghibli movies. Just look at the Spider-Verse movie. I feel like these movies should be like the Spider-Verse movies, but unfortunately they just aren't. And maybe that is indeed like the Illumination curse.
I think it is. I think Illumination is just so shit. Like it's so like you throw it into a factory.
I try to be professional.
It just becomes all the same thing. I think I've told that like an actual Universal rep at Switzerland, and I think Illumination is shit. And then I was like, sorry, I'm looking forward to Super Mario Bros. Movie. I've said the last one was their best one, but I think all of their movies are shit. Like they really, it's just like the bottom of the barrel. And I also have such a big hatred for those fucking yellow Tic Tacs. I hate the minions with all, like I honestly, to a degree that doesn't make sense, but I hate them. I think
so. Whenever the Illumination logo pops up and it's literally them destroying the Illumination logo.
Yeah, it's like. No, I was like, at least I do like a little tie-in animation. That's to me fun. Like that's the dose of Illumination I want. Then I don't want anything that's like sort of, because I feel like they are more I don't know. It's a reference fest for Mario, but this feels more like an Illumination movie than anything else, because a lot of the structure of like how it all is put together is very Illumination-like. It's a sort of same setups that, I don't know.
Can I ask you a question? How many minions could you take on?
Sorry, I just see so much blood right now, and it's like giving. Oh my god. Oh yes, good. Do you think they taste of banana when they bleed?
No. Like, how many minions do you think you could take on in a fight?
So I'm just like reveling in the thought of killing them right now. And it's very nice. I think they're pretty tough. They're pretty indestructible, right? That's sort of their thing. You can throw them around. So it might be pretty tough to take them down. So I think I would tap out at like probably like 5 or 6 of them. I think they're like they're tough.
So I will send you the clip. But like Marco Hernandez, who had like a stand-up special earlier, and he was on the royal court, and he and like she asked him the question of how many minions do you think on, like none. Like, they're indestructible. You shoot them out of the cannon, and they are totally fine. That's
what I was thinking. Like, it's really hard to like. Yeah, I would probably tap out. Like, it would be hard to kill them.
So how does one kill Yoshi?
You just in it the like just he runs off screen when you jump off of him in the Super Mario Bros. Games. So he just like falls
I love how speedrunners oftentimes sacrifice Yoshi to get like
especially in Super Mario World. You just like whoop.
I don't have anything else to say about this movie.
Me neither. I mean
we haven't even talked about the movie at all, honestly, I feel like, but it's just so thin.
But I mean, I talked about the movie. I listed all the references. What do you mean, Kevin?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
Essentially, the movie. I mean, the plot is very like thin. They go from place to place throughout the galaxy, collect the variety of infinity gems that are references until we get to the final fight. I quite liked the sort of dry Bowser thing reveal, but the lead up to that, all of it is so forced in how they get to these constructed moments that are just in place to give you the, the 16-bit or 8-bit reference from the first Super Mario Bros. Movie with the axe that you have on the bridge of jumping over Bowser. And I like that they did that in 3D of like him doing the jump down, and then you jump over him because it like puts you in the air. You have to run under him or go over him, and it's like that's fun. I understood that reference, and like more than that, there isn't really anything to it. I agree with you what you said earlier of like forcing them apart with Peach and the Luma, and then you got Yoshi, Luigi, Mario, and Bowser is I don't know. I think it was just like too many characters on screen if they all had stuck together. But there really isn't a reason why Peach takes off by herself. It really doesn't make much sense, but especially because they need her for the plan of Bowser is just to destroy the whole universe. And I was like, every time he said it, I was like, you are in the universe, brother. Like, what are you doing? So he's just like an angsty teen who wants to kill himself and everyone around him. Is that what he's going for? Like, honestly, that should be a bit more of a red flag for Bowser. But I didn't say it, but that planet that he makes is like the Bowser planet is also in the Super Mario Galaxy games. But
oh god, it's gonna start again. Oh god, it's gonna start again.
Well, actually, back in 1985, your first appearance of I gave this a 5 out of 10. It is worse than the first one, but only marginally. I think they are like sort of the same movie with a different font and just more characters, and it's fine. I will stick to not playing the Switch for another 6 months, I guess, until they have another game coming out, but I'll still play the good ones. I'd love a new 3D Mario game, but the Odyssey team worked on Bonanza, so that's gonna take a while, but
I gave it a 6 out of 10. Look, I can't go negative, I can't go positive. It's just like, maybe, I don't know what, fuck it, 5 out of 10. I'll join you on the same page.
And that's the sort of thing, if we both had our ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, right? That would be a rotten rating, because from 60 up, so it was like when we went into the film on Tuesday before they already had released this like 45 or 54. Like it was just rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think the audience the critic score and the audience is like a 94 or something like that. And it was like, again, the regurgitated debate of like, oh, critics don't get the movies, they hate them all, like, oh, why do we even care about critics anymore? And I think it's such a redundant, dumb thing of like, obviously if you're a fan of something, you are going to enjoy it, but a critic who watches like, 10 times, 20 times, maybe sometimes, in my case, 100 times the movie that you watch in a year, I do have a sort of different opinion on stuff, and it's all just in the context of like all of the movies usually in the year. This is where I land. You, a fan of this, will enjoy this more. It doesn't invalidate the opinion of someone who watches a lot of stuff. I think, splitting them apart. And I think it's just like such a Sydney Volpe actually made a good little short about it, where she talked about that, which I totally agree. Repost, whatever.
I mean, look, my Nintendo fan gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's content.
And that's like, there's people who like the Minions movies too. And it's like, we don't, we can coexist. That's fine. I respect your opinion a bit less because you like yellow Tic Tacs that go banana. But yeah, I think it would be a pity because like every time I see the sort of big gulp between audience and critics, they always go for the throats of like, oh, we don't need critics in this day and age. And it's like, it's the same thing of like media literacy that sort of is through good journalism or film criticism is still upheld, like to give the importance to these festivals for art like this to even be created, even if you don't fuck with it. It sort of is one of the cornerstones to keep it alive. So obviously not for something like commercial like this, but it's just like, anyways, I'm keeping to the discussion, so I'm gonna wrap it here. 5 out of 10 from both of us.
We've talked as long about the Mario movie as the Mario movie is.
What? No, you haven't.
No, I know.
But yeah, it's
but
a lot.
It feels like it.
It feels like it, yeah.